Welcome back and thanks again for joining us on Morning Live Sports. So I'm out in Fourways at Smith's Boxing Gym. Now come May the 1st, it's Workers' Day, and you'll really be hard pressed to find an athlete that's harder working than a boxer. So history will be made when Lerena defends his WBC bridgerweight title against Serhiy Radchenko. It's taking place at the SunBet Arena in Times Square, Pretoria, and it really is going to be one for the history books. Kevin joins us this morning. It's so awesome to see you again. It's been a couple of years, and it's great to see the evolution of your career. 30 wins, 3 losses, 14 wins by knockout, Kevin. But often you've said it's not about those numbers, it's about the detail between each fight. I think you're already about 5 days into your fight week. What are you going to be doing to dial things in this week?
100% tuned in, Stace. It's always good to be on Morning Live. So firstly, thank you, and morning to all the viewers. We dialed in. No stone has been left unturned. I know what I have to do to be victorious. It's about channeling in and waking up that BMT, and BMT we got. So I'm excited.
Big match temperament is what he's talking about. I chatted to Peter, and he was saying it's going to be cutting. I know it's going to be a mentally grueling week for you. Perhaps people don't understand what you have to go through mentally in preparation for your fight.
Of course, there's so many variables that come into play. You got making weight, one thing, the presser, the media days, the weigh-in, all that anticipation, the adrenaline, and then it's obviously fight night. But it's how you channel your energy. So having a nice shakeout this morning here in the gym, relax the nerves a little bit. Nerves are good, but it's time to channel those nerves into a roaring blaze and to channel all those nerves into good energy. And that's what I do. So I'm really excited and just happy to be the first South African to defend his world title on home soil. The guys who came before me, Dingaan Tobela and Sugarboy Malinga, won the WBC green and gold, and now I'm the 3rd WBC world champion, so it's an absolute honor to be mentioned amongst those legends. So it's history, and history for South African boxing, and I'm really humbled.
Talking about the WBC and the introduction in 2020 of this bridgerweight division, I think in a press conference last week you were saying that fights like these will determine what people make of this division. But you also mentioned that you have a strategic decision to make after this. And I know you're not thinking about it this week, but it definitely is going to be something that comes up. Do you go down or do you go up?
Most definitely. I think it's going to be very hard to go down to fight for the cruiserweight belts again. Being a cruiserweight world champion, making 90 kilograms won't be easy. Having said that, my focus is on defending my bridgerweight world title on the 1st of May, and then we'll see what opportunities lay ahead. My main focus is getting a heavyweight world title shot again. The heavyweight division is the glamour division. It's the pinnacle of the sport, and it's only fair to right the wrong against Daniel Dubois. He's having an incredible run at the moment, but I believe I will get into heavyweight title contention again after this, and then once we get that heavyweight world title shot, it's time to right the wrong and become a 3-weight division world champion, and that's what my goal is, and that's what I set out to achieve.
I mean, sir, he's in the top 5. Obviously, he's rated quite highly, and you've been watching the footage of his fights. You've been focusing and dialing in there. Is that done now, or are you still looking for some attention to detail, things that you and your team perhaps have not missed this week?
Yeah, of course, Peter will look at my opponent. He studies, does the film study. I look at what I need to look at. I don't really look at highlight reels of anybody. I don't focus on the person that I'm fighting, in a sense of I focus on the man, but not what he can do. It's my trainer's job to work the game plan and to dissect him and to tell me what I need to do. My focus is on making sure I get to the fight in the best possible shape and execute my game plan in order to be victorious. But having said that, Peter does the film study. He looks at the opponent that I face. Every fighter presents something different, so the game plan and the formulation will need to be different. But when the bell goes, he might present and show us a different look, and that's when we need to adapt in the ring. So there's certain film study that goes into play, but I'm not a big person of watching what the other person does and focusing on them too much. I focus on what I need to do in order to be victorious.
You've last fought a year ago, and then obviously you mentioned Dubois. What did you take as learnings from those last 2 fights that you know that you can implement in this coming fight?
Look, my fight against Daniel Dubois was crazy. I mean, he was down 3 times in round 1. I was down once in round 3. But adversity, because that was my first massive loss. WBA world title on the biggest stage in the world, had to get off the canvas for the very first time in 11 years. So I learned a lot. So through adversity comes great strength. And then obviously my last fight against Justice Hooney, I fell short on the scorecards. I believe I was the winner. Yeah. I believe I just edged it. But that's boxing, you know. You leave it to the judges. There's always that variable whether you're going to win or not. I lost my mother the day before the fight, so it wasn't easy. Yeah. And I was in Saudi Arabia, so I had to deal with a lot of emotional turmoil. But it makes you a stronger person. So I know going into this fight, my mindset is so strong. I know what I need to do. I know what I've been through. I know the pain that I've experienced. Going into this fight is just a mere formality for me, and I need to get the victory, and I need to do it in style.
Well, on that note, we chatted to Ludumo Lamati earlier this week, and we were talking about the commercial aspects of boxing. You've spoken quite a bit about this. In fact, you've really done something quite unique. It's not just your performance. You've gotten a great team around you and looked at boxing from those commercial lenses. What would you share with coaches, trainers, and then obviously aspiring boxers about how to bring these things together to make sure that you're earning what you need to earn, but you're also performing in the ring as well?
Most definitely. I think the most important thing is what you do inside the square jungle. You need to be winning. You need to be effective. You need to have a good team around you. You need to block out all the noise. But in terms of the individual athletes, you need to have a good story to tell. You need to believe in something. You need to stand for something. And what you stand for, the people will resonate with, and become a brand. You know, I say that become a brand like it's easy. It's not easy. How do you become a brand? Associate yourself with a good team. Associate yourself with good friends. Don't have hanger-oners. Have people that are dear to you, and focus on being the best version of yourself, and everything else will fall into play. If you're good enough and you got the skills in the ring, you'll become a brand.
Amazing. We're wishing you all the best. Hopefully we'll be able to see there. I know that tickets are still available, but come home and, get there and bring home that title again for us on South African soil and make history happen.
Thank you so much. From your mouth to God's ears.
Awesome. Thank you. We've been chatting to Kevin Lerena, and obviously it is history in the making. It's been dubbed The Reckoning. It's taking place at the SunBet Arena, Times Square in Pretoria, come May the 1st. Tickets are still available. Let's go out and support him. It's the WBC bridgerweight title that he is defending. And that's it from me here out at Smith's Boxing in a 4-way. Stay